Hello and welcome to our Would You Rather series, in which we discuss all sorts of silly and ridiculous scenarios, ranging from more sensible gaming-based topics to more crazy, off-the-wall and even adult-themed topics. Keep in mind, in a lot of scenarios, there is no right or even sane answer, and a lot of our exchanges will be for comic effect. So what I'm getting at is, it's all meant to be light-hearted and for the lols, and meant as a joke, so do try not to take it too seriously. As a disclaimer, from time to time, we may discuss scenarios people find crazy, crude, or even offensive, so to that end, don't say you haven't been warned. Would you rather survive in a post-apocalyptic Fallout world ravaged by nuclear weapons, or through a Division-type scenario where the world has been killed off by a deadly virus? But it could come back if you follow the Division story, as like basically one of the dude captures, spoilers, one of the dude captures some viruses and he threatens he might produce them later. Who knows how that's going to pan out anyway, because we're not the DLC hasn't dropped to this point. Anywho, and there's factions fighting for supremacy. So, but to be fair, there's factions fighting for supremacy in Fallout and the Division. So, what would you rather, what apocalyptic scenario would you rather live in, Fallout or the Division? Thoughts, anyone? I mean, Fallout. If you think about Fallout, it's a bit crazy. There's always like. It's a bit of a weird world. It's got a bit twisted, but the Division's much more of a gritty sort of, like if you've watched any of the like cutscene things which are quite cool. They should do more of them. Like I put up a video on my channel, showing off all the cutscenes from the campaign, and there's like one where this like the flamers, I forget what they're called. The garbage men, I forget what they are. Anyway, they've got garbage. They're on these garbage trucks and they've got flamethrowers, and their whole ideology is to like burn the earth of this virus. So anyone that might even have, like, they suspect to have the virus, they just fucking torch them with a flamethrower. So there's this scene where this like tank dude like storms into the shop that this woman's hiding. You hear her all like scared and breathing and hiding behind the shelter, and then she knocks over like a cup or something, or like a can of beans or something, and this dude comes in the back and just flames her, and you hear her screaming and shit. So it's like dark and grey. So nice. A weird world like Fallout, or a dark, potentially gruesome world like
Sinister.
Division, and then you have to worry about like your OCD with like viruses and shit. Like, I wouldn't want to touch anything
that like is massively about disease is not fun.
It's the unseen killer, isn't it? That's the problem.
I mean, you've got a fair chance if you get massively irradiated in Fallout that you'll turn into a ghoul.
Yeah, which is pros and cons. Pros and cons.
You've got options.
I mean, you'll look like a fucking,
like a ball bag.
Yeah, like your face has been like chewed off or something. But on the up hand, you get to heal on radiation. You're immune to radiation, and you can potentially live indefinitely. So
yes.
Has its ups
or
and
you
downs.
might turn into a feral ghoul.
Yeah, if you're trapped for too long, which is not great. Essentially a zombie. So
you know what I'm going to say. It's easy for me. I'll choose Fallout because I think you've certainly got more interest in that world. You can get some pretty interesting buddies.
It's quite dynamic. But there's a lot, if you read the computers, a lot of the stories on the computers, like, it's some fucking dark things happen in that world. Even after,
a dark
like,
place, but you
Vault-Tec.
still do have civilization of a kind. There's still cities and things.
I suppose, like Diamond City and,
sure,
Megaton and stuff.
I think you might have, like, I don't know if it's a better chance of survival, but you might have possibly a better quality of life there.
Here's the thing: is the proposal is like you've survived, the initial outbreak or whatever. So you've survived after the Division. You've not got the virus. I mean, there's the threat of this bellend who might, kick it all off again. We'll have to see how that pans out with the story of the game. But and the same with Fallout. The Fallout's happened. It's X amount of years later, 200, 100, whatever the law is. So. So you're surviving in that world. It's more a case of, I suppose, what world would you want to survive in? I mean, the Fallout world is difficult, as well.
With the
It can be
Division.
dark. Oh, sorry. Do go on.
No, it's cool. I was just going to ask, with the Division, obviously I haven't played it yet. What's the kind of like life there? Is it kind of how I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know how in like The Last of Us
kind
and
of
stuff.
scavenging and surviving, isn't it?
Is
It
there any kind of
depends.
like
It
government
depends whether
of any
you're in the
type?
Division or not. If you're a Division, you're off, you know, fighting the war
Yeah.
as it was.
The resistance and shit.
And that game's a little odd in certain ways. There's instances where there's these looters, yeah, which are like one of these factions, one of these bad guy factions. But there are times where you're literally just killing them without question. Like you go to one section, it's near this submission, and you sit there and listen to their conversation, and they're basically just talking about how they wanted to get off the island, and you know, the situation. They're probably not saints. They're probably shits, and they've been looters and stuff, but they don't sound like fucking maniacs and stuff. And in that submission, you just gun them down. You don't even let them talk. Like they don't even like get to say stop. You just shoot them, and like if you're using a sniper rifle, you're just like capping fools like out of nowhere. So it's a bit
morally
weird.
questionable when
Yeah,
they're
it's quite
probably doing that to try and survive.
Yeah, when they might, just be like what we would. Maybe we just loot a shop to get some food or something. So if you're a Division agent, you're in this moral grey area, I would say, that the game doesn't really touch on much. And if you're just the random fucking NPCs, they're just begging. They come up to you and beg all the time for stuff, and then maybe they'll give you like a coat or something, or a cool beanie pom-pom hat
A
or
really
something.
scabby ski hat.
Yeah, and which you shouldn't take in a virus world because it could be riddled with some sort of disease. Because every so often you'll come across an NPC which will just randomly just keel over and die in the middle of the street out of nowhere, and you're like, oh fuck, that's pretty messed up. So you probably shouldn't take that shit anyway. And if you accidentally get too close to them while you're walking near them, they freak out and be like, whoa man, you know what are you doing? Oh, don't be all like that, don't be all aggro with me. And you're just like, I'm minding my own business. I'm like 2 meters away from you and stuff. So you're either like a needy little prick, a gang member, or like a potentially like judge, jury, and executioner kind of fella. So they're basically your choices.
I think I'm gonna go for Fallout then. I'll take like looking like a ball bag over like begging for fucking holy hats that are covered in viruses.
You don't necessarily have to mutate. That's not mandatory.
No, there are no.
Become a super mutant.
Yeah, you could become a super mutant. You could be a raider. You could become a synth because you could get captured and like people get replaced
you could
and
be Brotherhood of Steel and get
Brotherhood
some power armor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
no, I'm taking Fallout. I'd rather
I
take
think
a risk
its
of like
world is
mutating
more
or like
colourful. It has more options to play
it's more
with.
kick-ass. Yeah, like I don't want to be begging for like
A can of beans or
Yeah.
like a bottle of water or something.
no. I'm gonna go out and forage and find that shit myself. No, I don't need no
can't
man.
have, you're going to have to, if you live in the Division, you've got to wear very unfashionable mismatched clothing.
No.
Oh,
No,
what's
actually,
that?
the clothes look alright in the
No.
Division. They're not great, but...
But,
I think the thing is, though, if you add the VATS to the Pit-Boy, you have VATS, I'd feel a little bit more confident in that world.
You'd
So
be
if I
laughing.
come out of a vault, I'd probably be... I'm almost... I'd definitely be in the Fallout world, because the Pit-Boy is like, you can... In 4, you only slow down time, but in 3, you stop time, and it's like an auto, it's like an aimbot or something. It targets people and stuff. So you have an advantage over pretty much everyone. In fact, I don't know why people don't try and kill you constantly because they see you've got a Pit-Boy, because that's a massive advantage. Maybe it's like DNA targeted or something. I don't know the law, but so if you're from a vault, then it's great, but it depends what vault you're from, because all the characters, all the lone wanderers you get, they're from like fairly normal vaults where everything's sort of okay.
They're from one of the lucky ones. Almost every vault has done... They even tell you if you read the logs on all the different vaults that it's part of Vault Tech's plan to do a social experiment on every vault. Some are less bad, some are less bad, some are very bad.
Yeah. There's like
Very,
ones
very
where there's all sorts of crazy shit, like they get people to like become like cannibals, or there's ones where there's one man and all women and vice versa, and then there's one where they like get all of these junkies in this one vault, and then later on there's like a double agent pretending to be like a normal, vault dweller, and then he exposes all these drugs hidden in this wall, and then it all goes to shit. Everybody goes crazy and starts killing each other. There's all these, like, every single
one of the vaults is purposely made to let in low level radiation.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the ones that where they all turn into ghouls.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't think being a ghoul would. I mean, you'd look terrible, but it's like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Maybe if you're,
ghouls.
maybe if you'd been around ghouls for like 100 years, because they can just survive like potentially indefinitely. Maybe that would just become what's hot to you. That's what you suddenly find attractive. I mean, attractiveness changes throughout the decades and centuries. Anyway, what's attractive now, like, fuller figured women were way more attractive like 100 years ago or something. So maybe you just become attracted to weird scabby pustules. But,
oh, I love the way his pustule shines today. So
exactly.
No, I couldn't. I'd go for Fallout then, definitely. Like, yes, I did. Like, that world's gonna be so much more fun.
I think there's more fun to be had in that world.
I would totally go for I'll steal a Deathclaw egg, raise a baby Deathclaw.
Yeah, but that's only ever. I suppose it depends. If you're in the Fallout 4 universe, you can use from the not Autonomatron, the other DLC, I forget what it's called, where you get the settlements. They've got this like new hypnotizer thing in it where you can any monster you can hypnotize and make it like good. So you can have like death matches and stuff in the last DLC that's dropped. Yeah, so that would be pretty cool. So you could tame one that way. And I think in 3 or Vegas, is it a mod or is there an actual companion you can get that's a Deathclaw? I can't remember.
There's not one in the actual game. In the Fallout 4, there's a submission where you kind of get a friendly Deathclaw. You rescue its egg from some people who have stolen it, and you can keep it and do something else with it. If you take it back to the parent, he doesn't join you, but he gives you the Deathclaw gauntlet. Yeah.
All right.
That's quite good. And he doesn't eat you.
I think it must be a mod then in a well-known New Vegas mod. I think it is. But that's really cool. You have him as like a young Deathclaw, and it's like really smart. He grows over time, so he's like a child Deathclaw, and then he grows into like adolescence, and his behaviours change a little bit. I think like he becomes more like rambunctious and stuff as he gets older and things, and but he gets like bigger and stronger. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, there's like power armor would be fucking dope. I mean, there's terrible things in that world, but I think I'd be quite happy with being a low level scavenger in some sort of dope ass power armor. Because when I play my playthrough of like say Fallout 4, I mean even Fallout 3, because you're not being as encouraged to collect everything. The shit I leave behind, I'll leave like pipe pistols around all the fucking time. Like they're shit, yeah. So what I do is just wait for like news of there being a lone wanderer, get a really powerful sniper rifle, and just watch when they go into all the encampments. Let them clear out all the encampments, and I'll just go pick up whatever leftovers,
everything that's around afterwards.
And then take it to the nearest settlement, sell it. I'll be making fucking bank. I'll be rich. I could own my own little settlement after a while,
Like Tenpenny Towers.
Yeah, but less like evil and racist and whatnot. Or maybe that's the way you want to go, Maybe you want to be a bad guy. Well, that's what people like about that game. The choices.
That's a perfectly reasonable option as well, isn't it?
Exactly. It is Fallout after all, so.